Was once an original first-time ever art exhibit event 20 years ago became an historic landmark event 20 years later in August at the Art Center, Huntington Beach. Kustom Kulture 2, it promised to be a trip through a nonconformist, edgy, counterculture, and alternative art mix of cars, surf, tattoos, and design that simply, long ago, was socially unacceptable. The original misfits from the art circles today are headliners and heroes of popular culture worldwide. Born in Surf City.
Rick Griffin, the guy on that wall, was sitting on the beach with his friend Randy Nort, and this guy ran down the beach just like you could see now, but the prototypical surfer with the blonde hair. He looked, you know, and his friend calls him. He says, Murphy, stop. And then Griffin, click. Murphy, the perfect name for my character, discovered on the sand of Huntington Beach, Huntington Pier. In the meantime, Big Daddy Roth is out in the same water body surfing. Von Dutch is pinstriping surfboards that people are surfing on. You know, Robert Williams is driving down the highway in his hot rod, you know, in PCH. So it's kind of like you couldn't have a better epicenter for all this stuff.
The month-long plus exhibit opened to a grand VIP reception that included famed designer George Barris himself, who showcased a Munster coach.
The thing that impresses me the most is not the cars, it's the art form that they made with the cars. Having an artist is a conception. A designer is a designer. But when you take a conception and put it together with a design and make it creative so that people will look at it who are not car designers and will just be out of their mind with it.
A panel discussion August 24th began to wrap up the run of the exhibit. Of the many guests and panelists, two early pioneers of the movement were on hand.
I'm honored to be part of this exhibition, and I think this is the genesis of something that's going to become tremendous.
You guys have a terrific art center here. Again, it's an honor for me to be part of it, be here with Robert and some of these other old scoundrels that we've had so much effect on the world for good or bad. But you know, it's been a great show. It's really bright, wonderful, and our thanks go out to Craig Stesic and Greg Escalante, who really masterminded this thing.
Artist and fashion designer Paul Frank, who is also a panelist, grew up in Huntington Beach and knows all too well the role that Huntington's played in its own custom culture.
It feels like we always had like the pool clothes and the pool shoes way before our cousins did, like, you know, inland more. For example, we used to go to the Van store and get our shoes custom made in the late 70s, and we used to jack surfboards down the street, and we used to get the best skateboard wheels and the fiberglass skateboard decks for our birthday and stuff like that. And we had the ponchos like Spicoli and Fast Times. We had all that stuff, so I grew up around that. You know, everybody was very artistic.
Kustom Kulture 2, one of the most successful exhibits to date in Huntington and for the Art Center.
There's a lot of people to thank. First and foremost, I have to thank Kate Hoffman and the Huntington Beach Art Center and the City of Huntington Beach and all the staff.
It's fantastic, man. I love Huntington Beach, and this is the best thing for the Huntington Art Center in a long time.
This is all the people I grew up, you know, admiring, and so many of these pieces of art I've seen in magazines, I've seen them in books, and to see them all in person, the originals, all in one place, it's a little too much right now.
I wonder if y'all understand what you have in Huntington Beach. I wonder if you really comprehend what you really got here.
We are very happy here.
It's our world.
Yeah, welcome to our world.
A world that can't wait for Kustom Kulture 3. For Surf City Highlights, this is Matt Liffring.